Welcome to the Community Difference-Rockwall. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. And sponsored by Delisa Lipinski Realty Group. Speak Easy Bar and Restaurant. B1 Bank. Sunray Bookkeeping Services. The One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Barnaby Heating and Air. Minuteman Press of Rockwall. And by WeatherTech General Contracting.
The Community Difference-Rockwall was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference-Rockwall starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Community Difference-Rockwall. I am the host, Lendon Wilson, creator of the Difference Media, radio, live stream, and podcast. And what the Difference is all about is we wanted to create a platform so that we could focus on local communities and the people, places, and events that make those communities so special. We've been doing this now for 4 years. We started in October 2019, and we've been going 4 years. We've had over 4 million viewers, about 4.2 million viewers in that time, all within the the DFW and the North Texas area. And we've expanded somewhat. We now have an internet radio station, 2940 The Difference. It plays a mix of music. If you like music, we probably have something that you do like. It also runs replays of all of our shows. We have Denton, with the Community Difference, we have Denton, Frisco, Wiley, and currently Rockwall. Obviously, that's what you're watching right now, and looking to add more shows. And so if you are a professional within a local community and you'd like to know more about how to get a show started, just let us know. We'll be happy to work with you to get something going. We got a built-in audience, and we got a pretty good format. And just stay with us today. I think you'll enjoy what you're going to hear. And we also just started a new program as well. It's called the Difference Makers, and it's specifically for helping nonprofits and charities find their voice and get their message out to the people within our local communities that they depend upon for resources and volunteer help and things like that. So you'll be seeing more about that on the days to come. But I want to go ahead now and bring in our guest. We've got Alan Lester, and I'm going to let him introduce his guest here in a second. We have Charlie Barnaby, and we also have Renee Calder, who today is visiting as a guest, but next week will be on as a co-host. She is now one of the co-host sponsors of the Rockwall Show, and we're very happy to have you. So, Renee, I'm going to let you go first. We always do ladies first. And,
okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Introduce yourself and just tell everybody what you do.
Okay. I'm Renee Calder, and I own Sunray Bookkeeping Services. We work with business owners of all sizes and most industries, whether or not you're a startup or a multi-million-dollar company. So we take care of all those bookkeeping needs that you might have. So I'll go into further detail a little bit later, but that's a little bit about what we're doing.
All right. Well, again, thank you for being on today as a guest, and looking forward to your first co-hosting next week. Charlie, tell everybody who you are and a little bit about you.
Charlie Barnaby. We own Barnaby Heating and Air and Rowlett. Serve all areas around. We can take care of your commercial, residential heating and cooling needs, and we'd be glad to have you as one of our happy customers.
All right. I like that, happy customer. Alan Lester, you got your guest sitting there with you today, but go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what you do, and then introduce your guest, if you will.
All right. Well, I'm Alan Lester. I'm a branch manager with Town Square Mortgage. I've been in the business, I guess, 22 years plus a bunch of years in banking. But basically just specialize in residential home lending and purchase, refinance, you name it, we'll do it. And then, and of course, with me, I've got Kurt Nauman with El Dorado Fine Cigar here in Rockwall, pretty much everybody's hangout spot nowadays.
It looks like it. Well, Kurt, welcome to the show. You've been on before, and I think you were on with Frank before, a few months ago, I believe.
Yep.
Tell everybody who you are, a little bit about El Dorado.
Yeah, well, I'm the owner of El Dorado Fine Cigars. I have 2 stores, one in Rockwall, one in McKinney. McKinney was our first store. Rockwall, I guess anniversary's now, 3 years. So we're excited about that. We're in a big event this weekend. Excited to bring everybody together, community together, as we do every year. So it's a lot of fun. I'm also a local realtor in town, so I do a little bit of everything and have a wife and 2 kids to juggle as well.
Awesome. Well, I love the community part, obviously. And that's really what we're here to do is we want to spotlight the businesses that are doing things in the community for the community, because I think that gets lost a lot of times when people think of the small business owner. They don't necessarily understand all the things that, the commitment that we all have to making our communities better for everybody, not just ourselves and our business, and all the things that we do in giving back. So let's I didn't mention this before the show, but do we have any events that are coming up as far as what's going on in Rockwall and within the next week or so?
Well, yeah, as I just mentioned, we're having our 3rd year anniversary event here in Rockwall. It's a big deal. I mean, we'll have 150 people here from the community, from all different walks of life, businesses, professions. And we're having live music. We're grilling burgers, brats. We're having multi-vendors coming in, offering some great deals on cigars. So it's a lot of fun. It's interesting how a cigar can bring so many different people together in one place. And that's what we do here.
That's awesome. And what day is that going to be again?
It's this Saturday from 1 to 8. We're going to go late. It'll be a good time.
Okay. Awesome. Charlie, do you know anything going on in the Rockwall area that you'd like to add?
I haven't heard of anything, but I've been out of town riding motorcycles for 10 days.
Well, yeah, we'll give you a break on that. So, all right. So if anybody doesn't have anything else on What's Up Rockwall, we're going to go ahead and take our first break. And then when we come back, I'm going to kind of dig down a little bit with each one of you and allow you to share more about yourself and how you got involved in your business and what you do in the community. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference is a new series of shows powered by the Difference Radio live stream and podcast network. This series of shows was designed to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. And we wanted to create a platform that brings awareness to and reminds folks of the goodness that lives within so many of us. By working with the local community leaders, business owners, first responders, veterans, schools, and citizens, we want to unite with a clear and selfless purpose. The Community Difference seeks to spotlight the people, events, and activities that are producing positive outcomes, inspirational stories, and incredible experiences. In a world that is consumed with negative press, media manipulation, and propaganda, The Difference, along with many others who believe and support The Difference, understands there is no better way to make the difference than to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. We are currently searching for local communities to be the focus of our shows, but before we can launch a show in your community, we need your help. We need you along with local business leaders, chambers of commerces, major nonprofits, online community group leaders, networking groups, etc., to join us in making the difference in helping your community be seen, be heard, and be remembered. So, if you would like to know how you, your business, school, social media community, church, or your favorite nonprofit organization can be a part of this unique and powerful program, reach out to us today and introduce yourself and let us know how you would like to contribute and bring awareness to the amazing people, places, and events that are making the difference in the community you love. You can call us at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com.
And now, back to the show.
All right, we are back. Thanks everybody for sticking around. Don't forget, if you're watching and you are part of the difference or you're not part of the difference, please like, comment. We love the comments. If you got any questions for our guests and our co-host, ask them. We'll put them on the screen. And if you're part of the Rockwall community and you've got a favorite business or you are a business owner that's watching, put that in the comments as well. We'll give you a shout out.
Mhm.
All right, so
Hey, Lendon,
let's get it. Yeah,
could I bring up a couple of things going on in Rowlett?
you sure can. Go ahead.
Right now, through the month of October, every Monday they have lunch on the lawn from 11 to 2. They bring in food trucks. It's pretty cool. And on Thursday nights, they have a little small farmer's market through the month of October.
You do Saturday down here?
Cool.
That's worth it.
So on a Thursday night, they have the farmers market.
Yes, sir. Thursday evening from like 7 to 9.
That's kind of cool. I've never heard of one being during the week and in the evening or afternoons.
It
That's
gets a
cool.
lot of play. They actually have a few food trucks that show up for that also.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing that because I mean we do the same thing with our other shows. Obviously, we talk about Rockwall and Wiley and Denton, but we all have our neighboring cities that we all kind of like our twin cities or whatever you may want to call it. So
Well, I actually live in Rowlett, so
yeah. Well, as business owners, we do business everywhere,
Yep.
and the thing that we want to make sure, I mean, we're promoting Rockwall, we're promoting the cities around Rockwall, Roy City, Forney, whatever it may be. But the big thing we're promoting is community and how we are involved in the community. And so, Charlie, I think that's great that you share, what's going on in Rowlett as well as Rockwall. Because just because you're across the lake doesn't mean you can't go to the farmers market in Rowlett, right?
that's right.
Hey, Lendon, I'd like to add to that. Rockwall actually has a similar thing on Saturdays. So Saturday, our downtown square area, we have a farmer's market, and it starts in the morning, I think relatively early, like 10 o'clock. Probably goes to 12, maybe even earlier than that. But I've experienced it's great. It's a great community gathering as well, like Charlie described in Rowlett. So we have that here in Rockwall as well.
Are they still doing the live music there? I know when I've gone before, of course, I lived in Rockwall for 13 years, and I went often, and there would always be somebody out there playing a little music, and it really is a good time.
Yeah, I don't know about the farmers market, but every so often there's a courtyard where they have live music in the evenings on the weekends downtown.
Yeah, Friday nights. Maybe.
Friday nights,
Yeah.
yeah. And so it's really cool. We've experienced that as well, and I mean a lot of people come out for it. It's pretty cool.
All right, it looks like Frank McLeod just tuned in and said the Duck Regatta is at the harbor this Saturday. So if anybody wants to go to that, then go down to the harbor and get your duck in the water.
That's the Boys and Girls Club, isn't it?
Do what?
That's for the Boys and Girls Club.
I think so. Yep, pretty sure it is. Frank,
Nice.
you'd let us know if that's if we're wrong on that, but I think that is part of the Boys and Girls Club. All right, so let's go now. Let's talk a little bit about. I'm going to ask each one of you some questions. This is more of the serious type questions. Towards the end of the show, we're going to do our rapid fire questions. It's a little bit more fun. But this is for the folks in Rockwall, Rowlett, Roy City, wherever it may be, to get to know you better and a little bit about who you are, not just what you do. So let's start off with this question, and we're going to go from what on my top of the screen. So we're going to go Alan first, then we'll go Kurt, then we'll go Charlie, and Renee. You get to go last this time, not because we're not gentlemen, but I just don't want to put you on the spot every time. So
Okay, thanks.
So what's your favorite thing about the Rockwall community?
Well, I think I kind of talked about this when we did our introduction a couple weeks ago. Truthfully, when we moved out here, it was basically because of business. The company that you and I worked for, World Savings back in the day, brought us here, and the community was so small. I didn't really know how to really embrace it. And then as we've been here, I've had 3 kids go through school. I think my youngest is now a junior, but just the involvement with the teachers at all the schools has just been amazing compared to what I experienced as a kid when I lived in Dallas. So I think that's one of the biggest pieces.
Yeah. Kurt, what about you? What is your favorite thing about the Rockwall community?
Well, I think there's so many things, but I think Rockwall is probably one of the most charming towns, cities in the whole DFW area. What attracted me initially was just the lake community. I've made so many great friends being on the lake boating over the years, and that kind of started it all. But just the community, I think the lake brought people together, kind of very similar to my cigar store. Again, just having like-minded people that enjoy each other and share common interest and community.
And Charlie, what about you?
The small town feel, but Rowlett's growing so fast it's going away. So I have to revert to my El Dorado cigar for my small town feel.
Good answer.
Yes. People help. Well, it's a good place. I like it because there's not a bunch of cliquish people in there.
Not at all.
Well, I'm just a down to earth guy. I don't care if you pull up in your $500,000 car, flashing your gold. I don't care. I drive a white ice cream truck looking van for a living.
Renee, what
the people?
Yeah, Renee, what's your favorite thing about the Rockwall community besides the fish?
The lake. Well, that was our original draw to Rockwall. So we just several years ago we decided to get a boat. We were empty nesters, and we have friends that work out at Chandler's, and so they were able to introduce us, just to that area. We keep our boat out there, but it seems like we've made so many friends, especially on our dock, that are business owners in the Rockwall area, and that live here. And so it's just been nice to be able to have that part of that community that's been an introduction to us, to Rockwall. Our goal is to be moving out there because we currently are living in Saxe, and I don't like going over that bridge every day or every time I go, out to the lake. So I love the feel. I love the harbor area. Of course, again, that's water. We're also members of Lake Point, and so we are, active in that area as well. It seems like it's just, it's got its downtown area, it's got its business areas, and it seems like it has opportunities for all age groups.
Yeah. Well, and both great points. You talked about Lake Point, and Lake Point is a phenomenal church. I've gone there for many, many years. And then, Kurt, I'll tell you this: I was invited when we're talking about kicking this show off. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press was really helping me spearhead that, and we had our first meeting at the cigar shop. And what I found, Charlie was there. Alan bailed on me; he didn't make it that day. But what was really cool is there was about 6 or 7 people there that were there to hear what I had to say about putting this show together. But there was about 6 or 7.
I was with Kurt.
Oh, so okay, well that's true too. But there was about 6 or 7 people there that weren't part of that, but they got to asking questions. They were generally interested in hearing what was about to happen that was going to bring more visibility and more awareness about Rockwall. And everybody was just so friendly, even though I wasn't there necessarily to meet them. They had so many questions, and you're right. It's a great environment to spend time with people, get to know people. And so I was really impressed when I left there. But those are two things off the top of my head that make Rockwall so special is Lake Point Church and then your location there as well. How would we're going to go back to you now, Renee. So it's your turn again. How do you define success in your role as a business person?
In my role? Well, I think it's changed over the different years and the different where you are in your business. When I first started, it was just me. I've been in my business, owned it for 4 years now. And, I served our clients, and then I added employees, and, we've just continued to grow. And so a lot of times as I am, I'm trying to just give my team, different responsibilities and different things to encourage them to be able to grow themselves. I think that when you're able to step back from your business a little bit and you see how your team takes care of your clients, as well as that relationship when your clients call and say, I love this person, she's doing a great job. And I think that says a lot for then the team camaraderie. And so sometimes it's not just really what I feel like I'm, my success, but I like to be able to see the success in my team as well as my clients, because so many clients are just kind of lost at the very beginning when they come. And then, when they're able to sit down and like, oh my goodness, I can actually read this profit and loss. I actually know how much I have, I made this month, or how much I'm losing this month. So I think there's different ways of seeing success in that.
That's awesome. Kurt, how would you define success in your role? I guess you got more than one role, but talk a little bit about how you view success.
Yeah, well, with the cigar stores, I mean, for me, it's having someone come in and really enjoying the environment, the experience, and then they come in a second time, and then a third time, and they just really again express how much they enjoy the experience, and then maybe become a member. But that's for me, that is my measure of success for both my stores, where they don't just come in for once and grab and go. They want to be a part of the culture, the environment, and make friendships, network their businesses, and make it a kind of a second home.
Okay, good answer. Charlie, what about you?
Well, we don't advertise a lot, so I measure it by our customers keep us busy by telling their friends about us. You go put in a $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 air conditioner, and they're thanking you while they're writing the check, and they're glad that they're spending it. And then nobody ever wants to buy an air conditioner, but when they're thanking you for putting one in and taking care of them, that's part of it. And then just being able to, we like to help out with the community. Like we're big with rallied animals. We also get involved with the Rockwall County Baxter tax deal for the Children's Advocacy Center every year, which, by the way, they raised $74,000 this year on that ride a couple of Sundays ago.
Wow, that's awesome. That's incredible. All right, Alan, what about you?
Well, I'd have to kind of piggyback a little bit on what Renee was saying. And I think being a manager of employees, one, just seeing their successes is a big piece of it, because I've got some LOs that are with me now that have been in the business for, longer than I have, and I'm still helping them learn things, and they're growing through some of the strategies that I'm teaching. So I think basically, obviously my own production, because I'm still a producing branch manager, but if I can help my employees be successful, I think that's number one.
Would you all, just hearing what you're talking about and going off of what Kurt said with having the people return and have that place that they feel, kind of like Cheers, right? A place where everybody knows your name.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But isn't it kind of, this is something I don't think a lot of people, if they've never been in business for themselves, understand that, yes, we're all trying to make a profit. Yes, we're all trying to provide for our families. We're all trying to better, our human condition. But one of the biggest things I think that we take away is the customer experience. If we're providing a really good customer experience, that is a reward beyond what you almost can explain to anybody that's never been there before. And I want to talk about that just a little bit about, Alan, you're in a career that for your client and your customer, purchasing a home, refinancing a home, whatever it may be, can be one of the most stressful processes that you can ever go through, unless you're on the other side doing bookkeeping and you're struggling with the IRS somewhere. That's pretty stressful itself. But let's talk about now about the customer experience and why that's such a rewarding factor. Alan, you just posted something. You posted something today, it may have been yesterday, about being able to close in 11 days when someone else couldn't.
Yep.
Now, you take the money, the compensation you did for doing a great job out of that. that wasn't what you were bragging about. You were bragging about being able to take care of someone in a way someone else couldn't do,
Mhm.
um, and helping them get across the finish line. And that's what, when I see those type of posts, it's so comforting, because you do see the post out there sometimes where it's all about me and it's all about my money and it's all about this, but then you see people about how they help somebody that was in a tough spot when no one else would or could. And isn't that one of the greatest rewards of being in the position that we're in? Alan, what do you think?
Oh, 100% agree. And I mean, we as mortgage lenders, a lot of the times we all offer some of the same programs, but a lot of it is also about perspective and the way you package a deal up front. So when an underwriter's looking at it, they're looking at it with the full, everything's all in order, instead of just throwing something at the wall and hoping it works. So I think, yeah, just out of the amount of time I've done this, you kind of have to tell a story for a client, and you can make a deal work that might not have been able to be done somewhere else.
I've got an example of that, Lendon. So on my real estate side of things, I had a client that was a veteran and looking for a VA loan, but had some challenges on a personal level, and it didn't look really good. But Alan, he really worked hard to find a product, something that would work for him, to get him a loan so he could find a house to purchase, which we ultimately did. So Alan did a great job with that.
Yep. And I mean, there's a lot to be said with experience, because, as Alan mentioned this earlier, I was in the mortgage business many, many, many years ago. And, I can add and subtract, but there's just, you gotta, like Alan said, you gotta know how to paint the picture and tell the story, so that it is an appealing borrower to the lenders. So experience for all of us plays a big part in that. Charlie, talk a little bit about the customer experience. I mean, you mentioned it. I don't want to write a $14,000 check. I don't want to buy an air conditioner, but in Texas, sometimes you don't have a choice. What does it feel like when you go in and you see what you got to deliver this message, right? You got to tell them the bad news, but yet they're happy that you helped them out.
Well, the biggest thing, they're already mad because they're hot. The wife's chewing on him because he hadn't done what he's supposed to do. You go in and you give them the bad news, and you tell them, always let them have the options. We try to give them several options. Kurt just bought an air conditioner from us at his house. You try to make it as painless as possible. Go in, get in, take care of it, get it done, make sure it's working properly, and move on down the road. But the biggest thing is, they've been screwed enough by other people. You have to go in and gain their confidence first.
Yeah.
Because our industry, behind plumbers, we're the next worst rated industry in the world, as far as people not trusting us.
Well, you're never going to get a client that's happy when you first meet them. Yeah, that's just impossible.
Yeah.
So that's a mountain to climb right there. Renee, in your business, I'm sure you deal with a lot of people that may have neglected or just don't understand how to keep their books. It's a nightmare. It's a mess. It's something that you've got to clean up. Talk about that customer experience and how that makes you feel when you know that you've been able to relieve all that stress.
Well, we'll get clients or, someone who will just call. And, sometimes it's really hard for a business owner to be real open about where they are with their previous tax returns. I think the furthest, about 2 years ago, I had to go back and clean up since 2012. And I've had to go back to 2017. And, that's hard on the business owner, because they have had this just pressure of and all of this. They knew that they got to get out of the situation, but they don't know where to start. They got the IRS pressing on them. They haven't paid their sales tax. I mean, just a lot of things start building up. And so by the time that they get to me, yes, sometimes they're not very happy either, because, they got notices and so forth. But they, I try to make them feel to where, we understand, and our job is to get you back to to where you should. So, and so that you're compliant, even though you're probably going to have to owe a lot of taxes, in the past, getting you caught up and being able to relieve some of that stress is a great feeling for a business owner, and then they can start moving forward to be able to plan for the future. So it's being able to get through some of those the headaches that our business owners are trying to overcome, and being able to give them a little light at the end of the tunnel, that it's going to be okay. They have to trust us. They have to share a lot of information with us. And sometimes we get a little, they don't always want to do that, but that's what we do. And so being able to put everything just back in place on their books, show them it's, the way that they need to be tracking things. Once we get everything inputted, then we can advise them on, different ways that they could save money, or maybe they need to change entities, or, something. So it's being able to just have that light come on with the business owner. That's a great feeling.
That's awesome. All right, so we're going to take our next break right now. When we come back, I've got one more question for y'all, and then we're going to get into our topic of the month, which is balancing community involvement and business operations, and how you work to maintain a healthy work-life balance. So I want everybody to stick around, and we'll be right back.
The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lipinski with Lipinski Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Tamra Kollick with Speak. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Renee Calder with Sunray Bookkeeping Services. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com. And now, back to the show.
So I guess we lost Lendon.
The main person we need.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a snag quick with my internet. I apologize. I had to reload real quick. So, Alan, that's your key to take over when that happens to me. So,
Okay.
I want to ask the question now. It kind of led me. This is a question that's not on our format, but we all know how important the know, like, and trust factor is, and not only in an individual opportunity to earn a new client, but just to continue our business. And obviously, Charlie, what you've just described, that you do very little marketing, but most of all yours comes from repeat business, referral business. I want each one of you to talk just a few minutes about why you believe that the know, like, and trust factor is so important, and what your strategy is to make sure that you're able to do that with everybody that you meet. And we'll start with Charlie first on this one.
Well, throw me in the middle of the fire.
Yeah, there you go.
The biggest thing is don't ever sell anything that doesn't need to be sold. Just tell it like it is. They may not like it, but you have to give them the bad news and just explain it to them. And gaining the trust, that's a hard thing to tell you how to do it. I mean, you just have to go in the way you present yourself and act with them. Of course, we're lucky. Most of our people trust us going in because we've been referred.
What I was going to say, isn't part of the strategy of what you're doing is knowing that I've got to take care of this person, because they're going to be the person that sells the know, like, and trust factor to the next one that comes along.
That's it. I mean, Kurt's father-in-law was probably one of the hardest ones to get to know, but they're one of our best advocates now.
That's usually the way it turns out. I mean, once you gain the trust, you've got a brand ambassador for life, as long as you don't abuse that trust.
Oh yeah, they're great people.
Yep.
Thank you.
Alan, what about you?
Well, I mean, and I agree with that. Ultimately, for me, it's not about the end sale. I mean, I've got so many realtors that I work with, and obviously, I'm not their only lender. So if they've already sent somebody to another lender and they see, if they've got a good faith estimate, I would rather tell them, hey, you've got a great deal, and let them go with that deal than trying to sell myself on them on why you should go with me and cut somebody else out. So I think ultimately just staying honest and doing the right thing by people is kind of the way that I've grown my business.
Gotcha. What about you, Kurt?
Yeah, I agree. I think, what Alan said, it's just about doing the right thing. It's pretty simple, really. I mean, someone has an issue with something they purchased in the store. It's like, okay, well, we'll replace it. I mean, if it's reasonable, or they have a bad cigar for whatever reason, we'll replace it. It's no big deal. We just want them to have a positive experience and great customer service. And that's what we try to do and try to provide. I think that helps, create the environment that we have today.
Right. Renee?
Yeah, I think there's, I kind of approach it 2 different ways. When you're having, face-to-face conversations with different people, or whether you get a phone call, because the phone call, you only have a few minutes, sometimes. And you're face-to-face, it's a process of growing your relationships and just getting to know each other, being personable, and over time, just giving value, something of value, just knowing that they, take the time to just build that trust. And, when you're on the phone, you just want to ask them, what are your pain points? What are your struggles? Get to know them and not be sitting there and selling, but actually listen and let them tell their story.
Okay, awesome. All right, now we're going to get into our topic a little bit, and we want to talk about work-life balance. And we've been doing this on all of our shows, this month, and it's really cool. If you're watching today, and you haven't seen some of our other shows, I encourage you to tune in, because we have so many different perspectives, and there's so many things that are shared that you're going to get a nugget out of something. You may disagree with some, you may agree with some, but there's just a lot of good information and experiences shared. So let's talk about work-life balance now. Who wants to go first in talking about how your viewpoint on that? Some people believe you can't do it. I'm kind of the ones that think that work-life balance is a pipe dream. I think that you have to be present in the moment. We have responsibilities at home. We have responsibilities at work. And I think that the biggest challenge is knowing how and when to prioritize what needs to be taken care of right now. If it's family time, unless the house is burning down, I'm going to be present in family time, and I'm not going to be checking my phone and things like that. So let's just talk about work-life balance. Who wants to go first on that?
I'll do it. So I think for me, the lucky part about where I'm at in my life is now that my kids are 16, 18, and 20. So at this point, they've all got their lives. They've got their jobs. They're in high school and college. But when they were younger, they always knew that during the daytime, because I work at home a lot, during the daytime, when I've got my door closed, it's about work. And I think if you do what you need to do in time block and work as hard as you can during the working hours, then the home time afterwards and the life part is easy, because you've kind of checked out and you're focusing on what should be first priority, which is the home life at that point. So I think that's kind of it.
Yeah, Kurt, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, kind of what you're saying, Lynn. I mean, you really got to prioritize your time. Like, what is a priority at the moment? I mean, if it's family for me is number one. I mean, everything else is second to that. But work is necessary. We have to do that. So I think for me, it's like having good people that surround me, whether it be friends or employees, that can enable me to go do what I need to do to support my family or other business things I've got to take care of. So that just enables me to have the flexibility, the confidence that if I have to walk away from my business to go watch my daughter play tennis or whatever it may be, I can do that.
Yeah. I think that's one of the conversations that we've had is being able to delegate and have the people that you trust, and let them, and feel confident that you can walk away and someone's going to be in charge. And if it gets just too much, that's they can call you at that point in time if there's just something that only you can fix. For me, mine was always going on vacation and being a one-man show for so many different years. I would try to get up early before everybody else did on vacation and get an hour, 2 hours of just work done. Kind of make sure there was nothing that was going to be, unexpected happen that day. I might check in for 10, 15 minutes during midday. And then after everybody went to bed at night, I would check in again. Other than that, I was kind of, I was in the moment. The other thing that I do remember, this is kind of funny. Years ago, I got on a deer lease with some friends up in Oklahoma, and my first weekend there, we didn't get good cell service at all. And so I'm panicking. I can't get emails on my phone, no text are going through. I drove into town, which was 15 miles away, about 3 times each day. Just basically ruined the weekend because the next weekend I had decided I will go in the evening. I'll check everything. And then, so I did that the next weekend. The third weekend that I went up, I threw my phone on the dash and I didn't look at it again until I left there Sunday evening. And guess what? Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Everything was fine. The world didn't burn down. My business was still good when I got there, and nobody was pissed off at me. So I think it's naive to think that the world's going to end if we're not able to be contacted at every second. And that's just not true.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie, what about you? How do you balance it?
In the summertime, there's no such thing.
Well, now that's a point. But you know what?
Yeah.
Isn't it work-life balance though, when everybody knows the expectation of summer and what that's going to require of you?
Yeah, summers are busy. That's our moneymaker. But I just got back from 10 days of playing. Is it where I want to be? No, but we're going that way. I'd like to be able to take off a couple of days here and there and do things and just go relax. But we're getting better at it. That's the one thing that I could definitely improve on.
Okay, Renee.
Yeah, well, so Anthony and I, or my husband, we both work from home, and we're empty nesters now, and so we have a ton of free time on our hands, and so it is easy to get to just work all day. Especially, he doesn't own his business, but I do. He works downstairs, I'm upstairs, and so I just have to make sure that I'm very intentional about not always working, because I can definitely do that when you own your own business. But I think it's real important too to make sure that you do take time for yourself, and not everybody is able to do this as a small business owner, but if you're able to you have to make sure that you are taking time to be with your family or to take a vacation and just unplug, and it just energizes you. I think, I was able to go, we went to not Cabo, we always go to Cabo, but we went to Costa Rica this summer for 10 days. I didn't open my laptop one time. And it's because I had a team we have processes and everything in place, and they know what to do, even if emergency comes up. So, and
you ever tempted to call them and just check and make sure everything's good, or you just like, nope, not going to do it?
Every once in a while we use Slack for communication, and it would pop up, and I could see conversations going on, but I didn't reply, and they didn't reach out to me, so that, it wasn't needed. I still had my email, I still looked at it, but I didn't reply to anything. So, that was really nice.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take our final break here, and when we come back, we're going to get into kind of the fun segment now. We're going to do what we call rapid fire questions. Where I'm going to be shooting off a few questions to everybody, and just see how quick-witted they are. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call.
Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, we are back. Final segment called Rapid Fire. This is for fun. Get to know each other a little bit better as well. Quick answers, no explanations. And if you don't have an answer or are afraid to answer, just say pass. Renee, if you could live anywhere else in the world, where would it be?
Honduras.
Okay. Alan, who inspires you?
Oh my God, pass.
You're not going to say me. Charlie, what's your favorite way to spend a day off?
Riding motorcycle.
I knew that was going to be the answer. Kurt, what's the most adventurous thing you've ever done?
Oh, geez. Climbed a tower.
All right. Renee, I know the answer. What's your favorite way to spend a day off?
Well, actually, my first option would be with the grandbabies, but otherwise it is at the lake.
Okay. Alan, what's on your bucket list?
Probably World Series. I got to go to the playoff game yesterday, and it was amazing. Yeah. So I'm hoping that somehow I can sneak myself into the World Series if the Rangers make it.
That'd be cool. Charlie, what's your favorite place in Rockwall to grab a bite to eat?
Boots Burger.
Ooh, that's good. That's really good. Kurt, what's one skill you'd like to learn or improve?
How to make people laugh.
Man, that would be a good one, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be awesome if you could just do that at any point in time?
Yeah.
Alan, what's your favorite way to unwind after a long day at work?
Probably whiskey and a cigar.
Great answer.
Charlie, if you could master any musical instrument, what would it be?
Any of them, because I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket.
Just anything. All right, Renee, same question to you. If you could master any musical instrument, what would it be?
Piano.
Kurt, best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
That's a good one. Alan, what about you? Best advice?
Marry for money on the final one.
If you could collaborate, this is a good one right here. If you could collaborate with anyone to help improve your business, who would it be? This is for everybody. We'll start with Renee.
Ooh, come back to me. I need a second.
All right, Charlie.
Warren Buffett.
Good. Alan.
I wouldn't know of any names, but it would be somebody that's obviously just doing just, let's just say, hundreds of millions of dollars in production that I could just soak up all they have to offer and just don't have to recreate, just copy the model.
Right. Kurt.
Yeah, just collaborate with some of the greatest business owners, maybe particularly in my industry, and spend time with them and collaborate. I do that on a very small level, but on a grander scale, that'd be awesome.
All right, back to you, Renee.
Yeah, no one in particular, but I have a lot of business coaches that I just really, really enjoy learning from.
Obviously, mine would be Joe Rogan. I would love to know, any of his secrets. But all right, final question. This one's going to be for everybody as well. What's a personal achievement outside of your business that you're particularly proud of?
Having a pilot's license.
I caught a marlin once. I think he's frozen.
I don't know.
I think we're locked up.
I don't know that we're locked up, but I just don't have an answer.
Well, it looks like Lendon had a stroke or something.
Is he frozen up?
Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
I think his internet's locked up.
Yeah.
He did have internet issues earlier.
Uh-oh.
Anyone else have an answer to that?
Personal achievement?
Personal achievement.
Yeah. Was it non-professional or right? Non-professional?
Yeah, personal achievement.
Probably just my tennis career past, just the achievements that I had, and not just in competitive tennis, but also in teaching kids to go on to get scholarships in college like I did.
I apologize. I am having some terrible internet issues today. We'll try to get that worked out. But this is the beauty of live streaming, right? This hasn't happened to me in about 3 years. So I hope y'all carried the show while I was taking a nap backstage. We're just about out of time. We got a few minutes left. And so as we always do before we go, I want to allow each one of you to talk a little bit more about your business, just a couple minutes each. And then we're also going to scroll at the bottom how to connect with you. Renee, we'll go with you first. Tell everybody who you are, how to get in touch with you, and what's a good client for you.
Okay. Renee Calder with Sunray Bookkeeping Services. You can reach me. My email and my phone number is listed here at the bottom. Or you can go to my website at sunraybk.com. And my ideal client right now really is just anyone who hasn't kept up with their books for this year and they don't want to be rushing at the end of the year. So we help with monthly tracking of all income expenses, invoices, payroll, sales tax, bank reconciliations, project tracking. So anything that you need, we can help with that.
All right. Thank you very much. Charlie.
Charlie Barnaby, Barnaby Heating and Air. We're located in Rowlett. Number streaming across the bottom. We focus on people that will, there's that old saying that 84% of the population will pay a premium to have good service. That's the business sector we focus on. We don't want that 16%. All they care about is pricing. If you want good value, we're going to take care of you. If we do have a problem, we're going to make it right. Because every once in a while, something does go awry. You will have an issue with something. Anything man-made can screw up. But we just want to focus on taking care of people and everybody be happy.
All right, good. Thank you, Kurt.
Yeah, Kurt Nauman, El Dorado Fine Cigars, 2 stores, one in Rockwall and one in McKinney. We're downtown Rockwall, an old historic house, great community people. So the people we're looking for are people that are friendly, open to building relationships and having a good time. And that's really easy to do here. So that's what we do.
And I don't want to put you on the spot, but are you still considering Wiley as another location?
It is on the radar. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but perhaps next year. You have a good memory.
I do. I pay attention. All right, Alan.
I'm Alan Lester. I'm branch manager of Town Square Mortgage. As I said before, I think I've been in mortgage for 21 years now. I would say right now we're probably focusing on a brand new loan program we have that nobody else does in the area. We can help somebody buy a house that's been self-employed for as little as 3 months, just with bank statements and a profit and loss. So we've created some products that'll help open the doors for many people that just weren't served over the last few years because the normal self-employed borrower needs 2 years self-employment. We've got new programs to help, so it's pretty awesome.
I see a good partnership here between Renee and Alan, and make sure those bank statements and profit and loss are done right.
That's right.
All right, and I am Lendon Wilson, and I am the host, producer. Again, I apologize for my own internet issues. Normally, I'm the one that's not supposed to have these problems, but today I did. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to tell your friends about it. Tell everybody in Rockwall what's going on, because we want to grow the show. We want to get more people involved and hear more stories about Rockwall. So we'll be back next Wednesday, 2:30. Got a brand new group. Renee will be back on with us as a co-host. A new group of co-hosts next week. And so we'll see you then.
Thank you for watching today's show. The Community Difference Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lipinski with Lipinski Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Tamra Kollick with Speak. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Renee Calder with Sunray Bookkeeping Services. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com.